active member and a teacher in the acro yoga community, where I've been doing acro yoga for the last 6 years. And for those people who follow me on Facebook, you will see that I post pictures every week. But circumstances have changed now with COVID, where we're not allowed to go outside anymore. I've also just recently completed my MBA in 2019, and I know that I've got the ability to do more, want more, and have a greater purpose. And just before COVID, I was due to go to Saudi Arabia when Delia, who is a fellow acro yoga yogi of mine, she introduced me to this amazing water, and I can say I'm really excited about it. In the pictures that you've just seen is a snippet of the acro yoga community, and that last picture that you see over there, that's my daughter Robin. She came to Dubai, and she actually joined us in the park, and she had a session of acro yoga with us, and she enjoyed it a lot. So everybody is and has their own reasons for seeking out opportunities. The mere fact that you're here means that you're curious and you're willing and you're positive and you're open to look at ways to improve your health and your vitality. For me, it's all about purpose. The only thing is that things have changed. There's uncertainty in the economy. There's health concerns. There's safety concerns. Your friendships maybe could have changed. Your social life, obviously now with the lockdown, has changed a lot. You still have hope for the future. There's support. You've got a family. Some of you might have more support than others. Some of you might not have a salary anymore. Some of you might have lost a business. But there's a promise of a brighter future. And for me, it's all about purpose. So I would like to share with you what the system and how it actually makes me excited about changing my water. Well, firstly, in order to understand water, we need to understand that our body is made up of water. And this decreases over time depending on where you are in your timeline. So it's important to stay hydrated. We always need this because each and every organ in our body consists of water, and we need this to have proper organ functioning. And everybody's telling us drink a lot of water, stay hydrated. The problem is there's a problem with the water that we're drinking. We will see that as a baby, sometimes they call them jelly babies, we consist of 90% water. But as we get older, the water content in our body decreases a lot. And that's why some of us at a ripe old age we look like prunes. We're all dried up. We've got no more water in our body. So the hazards of drinking water, especially in Dubai, is that there's a problem with the water that we drink in the sense that it's bottled water. So plastic in itself is problematic, not only for the environment, but it also leaches out into the drinking water. And along with this comes toxins. That's why it's actually difficult to recycle plastic and keep water fresh, because water is a living thing. It's actually a living entity, and it loses its properties and goes bad when it's stored. And the thing is, most of us don't have the luxury of drinking tapped water. If you go to Europe or you go to India or even in Dubai, you cannot drink the water because the water is either desalinated or the water has not been properly purified. And they actually say don't drink the water out of the taps. More and more, as we move into a more globalized society, water cleaning systems are not going to be up to par. And we've already seen examples of how we get bad water coming through the taps, even in those countries that do drink water from the tap. Dr. Batman Aliji, he is a leader in the field of scientific research. And after 20 years of research, he underlined dehydration as being a major cause of diseases like cancer, arthritis, cholesterol, amongst others, including stress. And the claim that he made in his book is that we're not actually sick, we're actually thirsty. And we shouldn't be treating our ailments and our sicknesses with medication, but we should actually hydrate properly. And as I mentioned to you, the problem with the water that we drink is that one, it's toxic, and also it's acidic. So we are all dehydrated. And I also think that having discovered the benefits of this water, I find now that when I drink a glass of water, I don't feel bloated. I don't feel thirsty again after a few minutes, and I can actually hydrate my body much better. So let's take a look at some of the leading causes of diseases. So previously I outlined the causes of diseases, and there's also dangers of plastic water, as this brings about acidity and toxins. Even the food that we eat has got water. And because of a lack of oxygen, I would like to show you what this enagic water system and its miraculous benefits called Kangen water. So it all began in the 1950s when scientists first started looking at wonder waters at the various sites around the world that people were claiming were miracle water. Sites like Lourdes in France, Teocota in Mexico, Norderney in Germany, Delhi in India, and some of you have heard of Zamzam water in Saudi. So here's some pictures over here of the sites where people go and they actually fill up their water containers and they drink water. Now I know in Cape Town, especially with the water restrictions, there's a place in Newlands where people go and they fill up the water. That water comes directly from the mountains. In other words, it comes from the reservoirs in the mountains. It doesn't come from a dam, or it doesn't come from a purification system. So I would imagine that the water that one does get from there is much more alkalinic than what you would get if you had to turn on the tap at home and drink the water. So this miraculous water, they discovered, actually contained an abundance of active hydrogen or alkalinic water due to the filtration of that water in the deep rock and the plates of the earth. So the Russians were the first to take a look at the scientific research. However, the Japanese took this away and they actually mimicked the technology. They mimicked what the rock was doing in the earth through technology, and they created the Kangen water, which translated into English actually means return to origin. And it gives us life alkalinic water at the glass from the tap and not from bottled water. So to summarize, what I'm going to do is I'm just going to talk to you quickly about the properties of Kangen water. And then I'm going to hand over to Dr. Victor, who's going to be giving us a little demo. And he's going to be showing you the difference between the properties of the normal bottled water that we have and the Kangen water. So firstly, the three properties and main features of Kangen water is it's antioxidant. In other words, it's not acidic. It's going to actually help you with antioxidant properties. Now, we all know that things like vitamin C, omega-3 oils, etc., all of these are antioxidant and they actually protect the cell. Another feature he's going to be talking to you about is alkalinization, which means it's got a high pH level. And then finally, we're going to be talking to you about microclustering, which means breaking the water molecules down so that it actually penetrates the cell. Now, here's a quick slide that I'm going to show you, which says that there's various stages of nutrition. Now, the thing is, some of us think that when we put healthy things into our mouth, that's where diet and that's where nutrition stops. But it's not, because the food and the water that goes through our body has to digest. It needs to be absorbed into the body. There needs to be circulation. And then also when it gets down to the cellular level, there's assimilation into the cell as well as elimination of waste products. And that's the final stage where you go to the toilet and you actually eliminate. So that elimination is about food and water passing through your body, and the waste products that the cells cannot use or cannot be absorbed by your body gets eliminated. Now, what I'm going to do is I'm going to show you when you don't have good microclustering. In other words, when the water molecule is not small enough, this is what happens at the cellular level. So in good assimilation, the nutrients will go into the cell, and it'll also allow the waste products to pass out of the cell. But when you don't have proper absorption into the cell, what actually happens is the nutrients, they bounce off the cell wall and it gets flushed out of your body, or It will go into the cell, but it won't allow itself to get out of the cell. And that's where you get a cell turning bad. Now, we can use various analogies. You could use um, eggs. If you have one rotten egg, what happens? It starts to impact the other eggs in the box. Or if you have one rotten fruit, it starts to impact the fruit around it. Or if you have one negative person, they start negatively influencing others around them. And this is the start of disease because it breaks down at the cellular level. Good. I've spoken enough. What I'm going to do is I'm going to hand over to Dr. Victor, and if he can then just give you a little brief introduction of himself and then give you a little mini demo.
Thank you so much, Michael.
Victor,
If you
yes.
could close the share so I can see
Yeah,
my slide.
I'll do that.
All right, perfect. All right,
Okay, there we go.
good. For all of you that do not know me, hello from Dubai, especially for you those in South Africa. This is Victor from Romania here with you. I am a veterinarian doctor specialized in falcons and exotics, and that's what I used to do in Dubai, and that's what I do now. And this is a beautiful project that we do together with Michael because we change lives with this. So I started also by with Liviu 2 years ago when I met this very special technology from Japan, and it completely changed my life since then. I was already an advocate of eliminating plastic as I know how harmful it is for our body. It produces all kind of diseases, and especially what it does to the animals in general. Everywhere you see plastic bottles, and in the nature as well. All our rivers and of course lakes and seas are polluted with plastics, right? So that's what we do in the last 2 years. We bring out awareness. We show the people that there's something much better that they were used to have, and we are having amazing impact. So we have now over 100 families. They choose to make this change in their life. We are already from 60 nationalities, from all walks of life, from the students to pilots to musicians to artists from all over the world. Right. With my family here, they also support me now because they understood how important it is to have such an amazing machine in your life. Most of my friends now, we are supporting each other to bring out this awareness. And as Mike already spoke about the water, it's very important, especially in your brain. It goes 1% down, you already have a headache, you already have all sorts of signs. And again, as I told you, the plastic it's a big issue. It makes a big dysfunctions in the body that we have to stay away, especially for men, can lead even to infertility and to diabetes and so on. As Michael already explained how this water came, how the Japanese were studying it and they found out those unique properties. I will not get too much into the details. As Michael already explained, he's the CEO of the company. He co-invented this about 50 years ago. They use it extensively in Japan. That's the technology inside the machine. So as you can see it has titanium plates coated with platinum. So they are placed together like exactly like in the earth, like Michael said, and the water passes one to the other and it gets ionized. So all the alkaline minerals and parts they go from the one side and all the acidity will go from the other side. So it's absolutely incredible. So this is how it looks like. It's installed to the sink and it's so easy to use. And you produce up to like 10 liters a minute of most incredible water. If you research it, all the experts will say that this is the most incredible water in the world. And as Michael already explained the experiment for the antioxidant, this is absolutely incredible because you cannot have this from your like from fruits and vegetables, especially if they were like stored in the market. So you have to have this kind of water to bring them back to origin. Like we say, the Kangen is the name of the water, bring back to origin. So to understand here this property, oxidant means rusting, means aging. The more oxidants we have, the more free radicals, the more we'll age, the more our body needs to replace the cells. The more antioxidants we have, the more energy we'll have, the more power, the more rejuvenated. So you can make a simple experiment. You take your favorite water, place some nails inside, and see what's happening in a couple of days. It will rust. And you take our water, which is antioxidant, you place some nails inside, it will not rust. The properties are losing, but if you change the water every, like let's say every week, it will never rust because it's antioxidant. So this is very powerful. I will make now some experiments with you. I have here some couple of glasses. So this is R1, so the normal water that people drink in Dubai. Most of the bottled waters are similar. I have here Sprite, so the representative for carbonated soft drinks. I have here Perrier, which is a sparkling water, a fancy restaurant water. And I have here the water that I just took from the machine just before we started our show. So I will go with this device from American Marine. It's a very accurate, very special one. I will turn it on. And if you remember the graph before, if it will show something with plus, that means it's very oxidant, that means it's rusting for our body. If it's something with minus, that means it's filled with electrons. So that's a lot of energy inside it. That's like makes our body so vital. So I will place it so you can see it properly. I hope you position it. All right, hope you can see it. So I will go first in the Arba, for example, the normal water, and you see which is plus. It's over 300, so that is oxidant. We go to Sprite, even more, so it's even more oxidant, more harmful for the body. We go to Perrier, almost the same thing, just without sugar. And we go to the water that we took from the machine. So you see straight away, I hope you can see the minus in front of the number. It goes so high. The fresher, the higher. This you cannot keep it. Also the fruits and veggies, they have antioxidants, but they lose them when they stay in the store. So that's why when you keep them in such a water, you restore them back. You fill them back with antioxidants. So we go back to R1, straight away it goes to oxidant, so to rusting, to aging our body. Right? I hope this was very clear for you. I hope it's good knowledge. Right, let me show you what I did next to prove that. So for example, as I told you, this is energy. Like you even put like a flame to make like small explosions. It's full of electrons. When you give for a person to drink, and for example, you take a drop of blood and you place on the microscope, if that person, for example, was drinking normal water before,
After the drinking normal
you see
water,
that the red blood cells,
cells
they don't really move. They are very static and they are like flat, like a raisin, because they are not properly hydrated. When you give this water, so in this case, I gave like 2-3 cups of Kangen water to this person, and look what happens. So
1 o'clock after
watch
drinking
again
normal water,
how it looks, the
red
blood
cells.
originally, and after only 10 minutes, look at that.
This is after.
So this is only 10 minutes after drinking the Kangen water. So everything is moving in the body. Everything is becoming more active. So that's amazing, especially for people that they suffer. They have very thick blood. They have different diseases. So everything moves so slow in the body. So once they introduce the water, they feel straight away the difference. They start to wake up. They understand that this is something amazing for their health. We go to the pH now. This is also very important aspect. The pH stands for potential of hydrogen. So our water is very rich in active hydrogen. That means it's alkaline, exactly like our body should be. So our blood, it's about 7.4. That should be our blood in the pH. Now the thing is, most of us, we drink all this stuff and eat all this stuff that they are acidic. So our body is in a continuous fight. That's why we also get sick so fast. That's why our colon gets sick. That's why we get the corona and we cannot handle it, especially the older people. Because look what's happening. When you eat all this stuff, the body has to come back to 7.4. And to come back to 7.4, the only resources are our bones and our teeth. So the body is taking all those ionized calcium and magnesium, precious minerals that we have there, to alkalinize. Afterwards, it placed bad cholesterol on the blood vessels, so it's even worse. It's absolutely very bad. And the worst that when you do that to your body, it's becoming acidic. The cancer is growing very fast. So a person that has cancer, if he drinks a water that is acidic, it will get even worse. It will start growing even more. So without further ado, I will explain you and I will make you again the experiments. I have the same bottles here, and I will come with pH drops. When I place a drop there, the water will get the same color like the gradient of the pH, and I will show you again the page after. So I'll place one drop in each of them. And let's observe, right? I'll get you the colors here. I hope you like it. Welcome to second grade in school. So look, the Arwa, the normal water that people are drinking, for example, Dubai, it's somewhere around 6. So it's still much lower than the pH that we should have in our blood. We go to something like Sprite, it's super acidic, super mega acidic. It's like almost like in the battery of the car. Go now to Perrier. Oh my goodness, Perrier is even almost the same like the Sprite, just no sugar. And then we have the Kangen water, as I told you, back to origin. That's the name of Kangen in Japanese. So it's alkaline. That's what you need in our body. That's we should be. Now, how is happening? Look at that. You have something that your body is a bit acidic. You start to alkalinize. You start to bring some alkalinity. You can raise the pH up, so you become alkaline back. But look at these guys. They are so acidic. Even if you give them a whole cup, even if you give 5 cups, it will not get back to normal. So look at that. Imagine this is so beautiful now. This we should be like this, purple. And you come with just a sip of acidity. Look what's happening straight away. And look how it's ruining your health in general. You are alkaline, everything is so beautiful. And then what you do? So everything is done. You are acidifying your body straight away, and that's absolutely not good for your body. Right? I hope this was useful for you. You understood. I'll go further to our next property. As I told you, the more alkaline you have your body, the less cancer possibility you have to have in the future. Now, this is my favorite property as a doctor. It's the most important. And I was presented to it like mini water. Now, it sounds funny, but if you take a drop of water from different brands and so on, and you place it on the microscope, you'll see something like this. So a big chunk of molecules clumped together. The longer it stays in the bottle, the more they come together, the bigger, the more massive it becomes the cluster. And for the body, it's very difficult to absorb. Now, when you have a machine like this, and it's passing those titanium plates, the cluster becomes so tiny, maximum 6 molecules, exactly that structure to be absorbed in the body straight away. And that's so important from all points of view, like from medical side, from athlete sport points of view as well. So again, in the body, when it's reaching also the big structure water, cannot reach properly the cells, cannot reach properly the brain, the joints and so on. When you have something that is microstructure, it penetrates straight away, and that is amazing. So let's play again. I'll get again some glasses, and I'll play a bit with your imagination. Now, to understand why we call this water is tiny, imagine this tea bag as being your intestine. So that place where you, after you drink your water, it's absorbing, right? So there are like small holes there that the intestine is absorbing to send to your brain, to send to your heart, to send everywhere. So I'll put it in one of the cups. All right. And I will come with a normal water like your Arwa, and I'll place it there. And what's happening? Nothing, right? And you'll tell me, you're crazy. Of course, it's cold water, right? Of course, you'll not make a tea. And that's the thing. The body has the same difficulty to absorb that water. Even if you boil it, you will break somehow the structure, but it's still not that structure that you can actually absorb and actually hydrate you in a superior way. And let's go now further to play a bit more. So I'll take the same tea bag. I'll place it in the next cup. And I'll put the Kangen water. Oh my goodness, right? I swear I didn't boil this water. This is cold as it is, as in the room. Even if you put it on the fridge with ice cubes, it will be the same. Now, for the skeptics, I will do one more time, because some of them say, okay, it was wet, of course it came out. Let's try again with normal water. If you see nothing comes out, and some of the other skeptics, they will say, of course, because all the tea came in the second cup. Well, let's try again with the alkalized water. What do you think? You'll see that it's coming even more. This is absolutely vital for everything, guys. Imagine that many of the people now, they go to the hospital, they do some blood work, and they will tell, oh, your blood is terrible. You have low calcium, you have low magnesium, low vitamin D, B, B, Z, E, whatever. Now, most of the things, they are because you don't have a proper water. You already have, if you have a normal diet, you already have all the calcium, the magnesium, the vitamins, everything is there. But if you drink it with the normal water, you don't absorb them. The water is so big, the molecules of the vitamins and minerals, they are so big, and they just clump together. So for example, here, the molecules of the tea, they came out exactly like the minerals, the vitamins, the amino acids. Then you are in fitness, all the proteins, all the, what you are taking, the super shakes. You will absorb maybe 10%. You see what's happening here with normal water. Let's see now when I put a little bit of structured water over it. Let's see what's happening. Watch that, don't blink. Straight away. So the molecules are there, but they cannot absorb with the normal water. We take the other cup now. Also a little bit was coming because it was wet already from alkaline, but when we put straight away, bam, magic. I assure you that this is not magic. It's just the structure is so tiny, so ready to embrace all those nutrients to transport them straight away in the body. And that's absolutely amazing because, for example, like Trevor, maybe you have like a, I don't know, some illness and so on, and you take some medicine for it. When you take the medicine, it takes a long time to get cured because that medicine cannot reach properly the body. If the water is so big structure, it cannot attach to it and transport it. But when the water is so tiny, bam, transport it straight away. The body is super hydrated and can do its job further. Right? Let me go further now. This is how I was able to win as well these very strong Spartan races competitions because of the water. I was going and competing with massive guys that they do this, they train all the time. And I was not, I was just running a little bit around the house and doing some push-ups and that's all. And I went there and I won competitions over 10 kilometers, big weights and throwing the spears. And one by one of these big guys and strong guys, I was passing them because I had my water with me. I drink all the course and I feel hydrated all the way. And the lactic acid cannot build up like from normal water. So then you are from fitness and all the other ones that they care about that sports thing. The lactic acid is not, you will not have that cramps on the next day. It's eliminating straight away when you drink the water. That lactic acid is neutralized and your body can go and go and go. And that's absolutely amazing. Now I'll show you one last experiment because this is also absolutely incredible because this is one of the biggest ways of how we get sick nowadays because of the pesticides. We call them suicides because what they do, they spray them in mass of all the planet, all the veggies and fruits and so on. And if you research, they are the worst for the prostate cancer. And as a man, I think you know what's prostate cancer. If you know what is that, stay away from them because that's so bad. For the women as well, breast cancer is a big issue. Stay away from pesticides. So, okay, sure, I shouldn't show you that. I'll show you after. I didn't want to ruin the surprise. Now, what's going on? I got here some cherry tomatoes from the supermarket. They all look shiny and nice. This is not normal. And everything what you buy, they will look like that. So let's place them in 2 cups. Oh, hey, where are you going? I will place them equally. And I will place in one of them normal water. And in the other one, I will place our water. Right. We will leave them for 2-3 minutes and I will explain you what's the concept. Guys, these pesticides, they are not cheap. They are expensive. So what they do, they spray them one single time. They engulf them in an oily solution. They spray them and you cannot remove them. So that's why I want to use your imagination to help you understand that. So this is sesame oil in here. It's something that I find with a similar structure of the pesticide oils they use. So what's happening there? You put the normal water. And what's happening? Observe. Exactly like what's happening in the nature, right? They spray those pesticides and it stays on the surface, right? It creates that protecting film and you cannot remove them. Even if it's raining, even if you spray with the water, even if you try to wash them at home in your sink, you cannot wash them. So let's see now what's happening when you place our water which is high pH and microstructure over that oil. Don't blink on that. I want to see some wow. So watch that, guys. Everything is completely dissolved. I hope you can see it. Everything is completely dissolved. So all that protective film is gone. Imagine what miracle is this for your body. Let's go back to our tomatoes now because I think they are ready. And I'll place 2 cups. These were the ones in the normal water. And don't blink again. These were the ones in our water. Oh my goodness, right? I want to hear some wow from you. And guys, again, I swear, my God, I didn't put any green tea inside. So this is what you get for only 5 or 6 tomatoes. A, a full fresh juice of pesticide. If you want to try it, feel free. I bet it's so bitter. Even the even the tomato after I don't know how to give you how to taste now. I don't know if the technology allows me, but you feel the difference. Most of the people when they taste it, they say, "Oh my God, it's like my tomato is back like in the garden of my mother." I love it. So this, if you have kids at home, don't give them the veggies without washing them with this kind of water, because otherwise, if you use the tap water, you cannot remove them. You make it even worse. Yes, I repeat myself, when you wash them with the tap water, you make it even worse because you charge them with chlorine. The tomatoes will absorb the chlorine from the tap water. You remove the dust, maybe. They will not have bacteria because those pesticides, they kill bacteria as well. They kill the mice, they kill the bugs, they kill everything when they spray them. And also it kills us slowly. So that's it. When you wash with the tap water, they are actually even worse because you put even more toxins there, more chlorine. So this is what you need to remove them. I hope you loved it, and I hope you got some good knowledge to share the awareness to help everyone around you to be healthier. And it's very easy. I go back quick to the slide to show you the what I had. Even with organic ones I tried from Dubai, they are absolutely disaster. Don't eat them without washing them in something alkaline. As well, a very good friend of mine, Dr. Hiromi Shinya, a Japanese professor of surgery from New York. He's treating presidents from all over. He's absolutely amazing. He has done extensive studies, and this, for example, how it looks like a colon in a person that has a bad diet, or bad nutrition, colon issues. So this is how it looks like after 3 months of drinking the water, and it makes sense. This is no magic. You don't need the special medicine or from whatever. You don't need to make that enema. You know what's enema? It's terrible. They go into tube inside your anus and they wash everything to clean your colon. You don't want that. You come with this water, you wash it all out. How to use it? You just press a button, it's installed on the sink, and you have your water straight away. The one, the 11.5, use it for washing all the veggies and fruits. We use for skin conditions the combination between the 11.5 and the 2.5. And I will let here Michael continue to show you who is using this machine in the world, more about it on the technical part. So this is what I had to share from the medical part of you and experiment part of you, because that's my hobby. I love to experiment. I experimented a lot in the falcons here in my facility. I live in a collection for falcons, and my falcons, they are winning races because they get the right water. So Michael, over to you.
Yes. Thank you, Victor. I think that was a fantastic demonstration. So just to take a look at oxidation. So Victor was talking about oxidation. The person on the left-hand side of your screen over here, he's the CEO and creator of the Energic and Kangen water system, Hironari Oshiro. He is, and Victor told me today, he is 78 years old. By the way, this USA business advisor on the right-hand side of the picture is exactly the same age as Hironari. So this gives you an example of Hironari having drunk this water now for the last 45 years since the inception of the machine, and the benefits of anti-aging properties that the water brings. The company Enagic has won countless awards, and it is the only system in the world that has been deemed as the ionizer manufacturer world and has got a coveted certification. The National Standards Federation, as well as the American National Standards Institute for Water Treatment, is the only institute and is a very prized institute. I mean, having studied quality management, this is a very high quality benchmark that you have to actually pass in order to get this certification. The company Nagic has won various awards since its inception. Now, who uses the machine? So the thing is, the machine, it is, it's a fantastic machine. It's economically wise, it will save you money in the long run. It will save you from your hospital bills in the long run. But the thing is, people who actually use this machine, you will see are very famous people. And I'm not acquainting your financial ability against the likes of Tom Cruise or maybe Bill Gates, etc. But each and every one of these celebrities have purchased the Kangen system, and they actually are advocates for the Kangen system. Some of them also stand and advertise drinking Coke and other software beverages, but that's purely just for advertising. Back at home, they know that in order to have the good body and to have longevity, they understand the benefits of alkalinic water, and that's why they use it. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to talk to you quickly about the business opportunity. So the thing is, not only does the water system come along with health benefits, it's also a fantastic business opportunity. Now the thing is, I understand business. I've had a business before, and I know how much business can be a big risk and how much it costs you. This business for me is a very simple business. It's actually a no-brainer. I can run this business during the COVID period. It's international. As you can see, there are people from all around the world over here. You can do this business in a virtual environment. I'm actually doing business now as I'm busy talking to you. And as you can see, I'm working very hard. I mean, yeah. So there's no startup or capital offices, infrastructure that's needed. I'm not paying anybody's salaries. I'm not paying a business license. For those people who want to know how much it costs to have an average business license in Dubai on a yearly business, on a yearly um, period, it can cost you anything from 15, 20,000, sometimes depending on the type of business that you're in, even 60, 70, even 100,000. If we had to coin that into South African rands, that would be between 150,000 rand to 200,000 rand, and maybe even more, depending on the type of business that you have. It saves you um, every single year. I don't have to order bottled water anymore like I used to. That in itself is saving me about 5,000 dirhams a year. Disinfectants and other liquids that I might use to either disinfect or maybe wash fruit, etc., etc. I now can use the Kangen water, so it's saving me on that. And then also, I know that I'm looking after my health. So there are no sign-up fees. There's no stock taking. All you do is, if you are interested in investing in your health and getting the Kangen Enagic business, you purchase a system. We're going to take you through a few options. There is the Enagic Leveluk SD501, which is the model that came out just before the K8, and this is the model that I've got. Yes, I know it looks like a big investment. For the Leveluk 501, it's 15,698. And for the K8, it is 20,213 as a once-off investment. You can finance this purchase, and we recommend that you take the K8 because there are much more and bigger features in comparison. There's 8 plates in this titanium plates. It's extremely easy to use. It's got beauty water, it's got acidic water, it's got various pH level settings, and also you can adjust the voltage. So it is powered, but the moment you stop using the tap, the system automatically powers off. So in other words, it saves energy. In comparison to maybe a system that you might have where you've got the bottled water and it's on a dispenser and that's plugged into the wall. You're using electricity all the time. And then also it's got a touch screen. For those people who do not or cannot afford to finance the deal in one go, there is payment options. And for those people who are in Dubai, there are various banks that do finance the purchase of the Kangen system. So payment options and financing is available and is very affordable. If you think of what you will be spending on bottled water, how much you will be spending on disinfectants, as well as how much or what kind of price can you put on your health? I don't think anybody can put a price on your health. Everybody's health is priceless. So the business opportunity. So if I introduce this business to uh, a bunch of my friends, not everybody will say yes, but some of the people will see the business opportunity. They will see the health benefits, and they might get into the business and purchase a system for themselves. The business normally, because we don't advertise through normal advertising channels, we share the business like this. And all those costs which we would have paid in advertising and have massive markups, we give back to the people in the business. So there are 8 portions that this investment of 20,208 and 3 is divided into. If you share this opportunity once and somebody gets the business, you will then earn a return commission of 1,250. The business can be grown. You can grow the business. As Victor mentioned, he's been in the business for, I think, a year, 2 years, and he's already got over 100 people in his business. So as you grow the business, so you can grow your business bonus. And what you can actually do is you can earn and refinance your business without you having to worry that you've laid out over 20,000. So I'm not going to go into detail about how the business works. If you are interested, we can take questions, but for me, it's a no-brainer. I use the water, I get the benefits, I share the opportunity. And for those people who are going to be joining the business, you will also get excited about the business too. You will share the business opportunity. And so the marketing plan then kicks in and you earn your benefits. Okay, so you've seen the quality, you've seen the harmful effects of water, you've seen the savings that you can have, you've seen the harmful effects of plastic, you've seen the quality of the Enagic system. What I'm going to do now is I'm going to hand over to some people in the business just to share with you a little bit of their testimony and how the system has changed their lives. I'm going to be handing over to my sponsor, in other words, the person that introduced the business to me. Delia, would you like to maybe just share for 1 or 2 minutes what the system has done for you?
Hi everyone. Hi Michael, and congratulations in your presentation. It's great to see you.
Share the screen so you can see each other.
I don't know whose screen is sharing. Oh, it's Michael. Michael.
Yeah, I'm going to stop sharing now.
Face to be on the screen, please.
All right, perfect.
Well, hi everyone once again. As Michael mentioned, I am his sponsor. I started drinking Kangen somewhere in November. I took it purely for the health benefits. Never even dreamed to do this as a business because I didn't feel like it's something that I could do or to influence people into getting this stuff. But what I did from my desire of helping, I just started sharing the water with everyone else, with everyone that I knew, with friends. Even in my building, I have people that take water from me. So Michael was one of the few people that felt the benefits and just decided to just go for it. And I feel very happy that you have a huge experience and that you're able to just put it into play here with everyone else and invite more and more people into our family. For me, the same. It took very little time since I started drinking the water. So probably the best way to do it is just to experience it for yourself. And it completely, I know it just sounds like I'm copying someone now, but it indeed changed my life. It's something that in my job, I work as a flight attendant. For us, flights and this kind of job takes a toll on us, and I feel more hydrated and I feel more energized, and I drink coffee just for the sake of drinking it, and it's usually decaf, because now when I wake up in the morning, I just like put my glass and I take a 9.5 high alkalinity water, and I'm like, woo, let's go do stuff. It's like super exciting, and I'm just very grateful that I had this opportunity, that this opportunity was presented to me, that I got to use this beautiful device, which I never thought I would invest so much in something. And now I'm like, if there's one regret I have, is that I didn't take it sooner, because it's really, really, I mean, yeah, I'm gonna repeat myself. It's just like it changed my life. And in terms of like the business opportunity that this has, I never looked at it as such. It just kind of happened. It's like, so far since November, my device, it's almost paid for, just because I've done the great deal of just sharing it with others. And you'd be surprised of how quickly the people respond to this, because everyone understands the impact of plastic in the planet, and everyone understands that they can play a role in changing that. Not even just for a single person, just for me, I know how much I'm changing. I like to say the world. Yeah. So I'm just very grateful for the opportunity, and I'm very grateful for everyone that's here today, and hopefully you'll make the right decision into the right direction, and maybe I don't know, contribute to changing this world bit by bit. Thank you for the time, and thank you once again, Michael, for the presentation, and thank you, Victor, for helping out.
Wonderful.
Good, thank you very much. Is there anybody from the business, that maybe one more person, that would like to share for 1 or 2 minutes? Anybody from the business?
I can tell them many things, but maybe it's better if we answer their questions, no?
Yes.
And if
okay.
we have
So
more
we're going
time,
to,
we can talk more.
Yeah. So we're going to open up now for questions. Anybody has got any questions, anything that you know about the business or want to know about the business, you're welcome to
Or
ask
about the
now.
product.
Or about the product, yeah.
Nothing so far. What
No
about
questions?
What about you, Jessica? Did you like it? Do you have any questions? Do you want to know more?
I want to know if the founder dyes his hair.
Your father. Maybe I think he didn't hear the question.
Sorry?
When you were showing the picture of the founder, the Japanese dude,
Yes.
he was next to an elderly man, and you said they're the same age. So I was just
Yes, they
wondering
are.
if he dyes his hair, and the other guy doesn't.
I've seen him very closely.
Yeah.
And
You know
he
what,
has
Jesse?
a lot of white parts, so no.
Yeah. So Jesse, the thing is, the nice thing about doing this business is that one day when we are successful and we walk across the stage and we get a prize, we might get an opportunity to meet him. And when I do meet him, I ask him and I say, my daughter Jessica, she asked me, do you dye your hair? But that's a good question. I think what Jessica was, maybe the second question she was going to ask was, Daddy, can you buy me a Kangen? Trevor, you want to ask a question? Okay, so it's more about dyeing hair. Okay, good. Well, are there any questions about the system? I hope that what you've seen has been of great benefit. You've at least had a lot to take away and think about. And for those people who I've invited, I will be speaking to you again and following up. And if there's somebody that's inside the business that I haven't invited, but somebody else has invited you, please get back to them. and you know, let us share some more information so that you can get involved with the business as well.
Wonderful. Thank you
Good.
very
So,
much for everything.
I have a question for you, Michael.
Yes.
So should I understand that we are starting a group there in South Africa?
I would like to get an office going over there, a branch office going, because if we can get a branch office going, then we can get a supply chain going. And the thing is, the water in South Africa, especially in Cape Town, is there's water shortages. So the thing is, sometimes people, they cannot drink the water from the taps. Maybe there's an opportunity over there for people to invest. There are definitely people in the business or in South Africa, in Cape Town specifically, who can afford the system. And I definitely think we can build a network over there of people who are excited about their health. Because the thing is, this is the missing link for me. You know, the thing is, I used to do nutrition before. I used to sell and network market on nutritional supplements like food
Yeah.
supplements, vitamins, and minerals, and so on and so forth. But I realized that what we were doing is we were having all this very expensive nutrition, but we weren't drinking the right water so that the nutrients could actually be absorbed into the cell. When I discovered this business, I thought to myself, here's something that you can actually offer to other people who are interested in health and are taking supplements, who can now have water being the missing factor in helping nutrients to absorb into their body. So I'm excited about, you know, looking at developing this business in other areas.
That's really beautiful to hear. So what I think not all of you got the whole idea, and it's not the point to get the whole idea now. It's very simple to understand. The company sees you straight away as a partner from the moment that you bought a machine. So it's not like you are joining a pyramid scheme or so on. They consider you as a partner. So as simple as that, they give you a very big percentage straight away from the beginning. And imagine that when you have, for example, your third sale, you already get 25% of the actual profit that the company makes for a sale. In 20 machines, you already get 50% of the profit that is made from a machine. So they see you as a partner. It's a very small number of people that actually goes to them. It's not like you are joining a thing like that and you work on it, introduce people, and like you'll make somebody rich. It's not about that. You are helping yourself, and the company invests in you as a person. They help you straight away as a partner, not as an employee. Any other company, even if you work for them as a CEO and you make a big sale, you get I don't know, small commission from that, and that's all. In here, things are looking completely different. The Enagic, the Japanese company, helps you straight away. You brought somebody new in the family, you are getting straight away a really big commission, and every person from your team is going to duplicate that. It's going to reflect as you as well. So for example, we are focusing on the people that we already have in the family. This company doesn't teach you to just do some sale, because this is not a sale. This is about helping people. So that's what we doing here. We bring the awareness, they join, and we are compassionate about it. We share the water, and the people, they understand that it comes by itself, and it grows organically with people that are kind and they want to do something about their health and they want to help the others. As simple as that. So you don't need to have experience in sales. You don't need to have any kind of abilities to manipulate or something. I was a simple vet. I never had anything to do with sales. I never sold a pencil in my life. I don't even work in a clinic that I sell services. Nothing. I used to do everything for free because I work in a private clinic. So that's I used to be like that. I do things like that. I do everything for free for people. So I give water to everybody. I give knowledge to everybody without being paid. And that brought me more than 100 people now in my team all over the world, which they are always happy to share the experiences. And yeah, we do things together, and that's absolutely amazing. So it's much more than that. Don't see it as a sale. Don't see it as something that is a multi-level or a pyramid, because it's far away from that. It's a unique system invented by them. It's patented. And when you get to know it better, you understand, oh my God, this is really unique. Nobody else does this. Who does this? Who gives you 50% of the profit that they actually make after you help them to bring 20 sales in all over the world? So it's incredible. That's what I have to say on the business perspective. On the health perspective, all of you will see it. Once you drink the water for a couple of days, you will understand that why did I drink all this water my whole life? How I wish I should knew I knew about it before. Oh, thank you, Livio.
Michael, look what I found. Did you see this?
It's in South Africa.
Yeah, it's a Facebook page
Okay,
of
well, there you
somebody
go.
promoting it.
Awesome.
It has 10,000 fans already.
Yes.
Wow, that's amazing. Okay, so there's your network and there's your support group in South Africa. So
No,
Trevor's
no,
going to be
I don't
Trevor's
know
going to be
who are those.
my main guy in South Africa.
Yeah, I don't know who those people are. I just found it now.
I will take a look later on.
Yeah, yeah.
Okay, good.
Do
Okay,
you
Victor,
think
I think,
Trevor might be interested in it?
well, the thing is, if Trevor's not interested, I'm sure he knows somebody who will be interested in it.
I'll have a look. Send me a sample machine down.
That's a good one. Yeah, no. As soon as the flight restrictions are sorted out, Trevor, we'll have it on the first plane to you.
Sure.
So how it's going for
Awesome.
South Africa? So different office is responsible for different regions. So for example, the office in Dubai is responsible for all the countries around, including like Egypt and Lebanon and even Pakistan and the countries around, Lebanon, Afghanistan, Bahrain, Saudi. For South Africa and all the countries there in South of African continent, the office from Paris, from Europe, is responsible. So, for example, if you, Trevor, you want to have a machine there, you gotta send your application form, writing your Michael's name as a sponsor in Paris, and then they are going to ship the machine to you. The good thing is you don't pay the VAT from Europe. In Europe, it's like 19%, so you don't pay the VAT. You'll only pay the.
And the price is also different from Dubai. It's cheaper in Europe.
It's cheaper in Europe, yes. So you will pay only
that's
the
interesting.
import.
But you need to pay the import taxes and your local VAT. Yeah.
Mhm.
So in Europe, the prices are different. We'll send you a list.
Mhm.
Okay, that'll be great. If you can send it to me, then I'll send it
Yeah.
to Trevor. Yeah.
Yeah.
Good.
And
Okay.
the business can be done all over the world. So if you have friends in the States or wherever they live, they will receive the machine from the closest office to their home. And they can bring then other people that they will all be in your group.
Correct.
I think you
Awesome.
should talk more, Michael, because you know them better and you know what they like and what they don't like, so we can respond to more details if you want.
Yeah, I think, Livio, we've taken 3 minutes over the hour slot that we've actually presented. I think we've
Okay.
presented enough information. And what I can do is I speak to Trevor on a regular basis.
Okay.
And we got another catch up. I will definitely, swing by. And then also Jessica's going to go away and talk to her mom. And I think the next time we get together again is on Sunday.
So Jessica,
Or
when is
Thursday.
your birthday?
Yeah.
I think Daddy have a surprise for you.
Okay, whenever you need my help to explain them more details about the business, the product, let me know, Michael, and we can do a private Zoom.
Thank you very much. Thank you, Livio.
And
okay, guys.
Even with you, I'm expecting to find some time to talk to you more.
Yes, definitely. Good. Okay, if anybody has got nothing more to say, then what I'd like to do is I'd like to say thank you for joining. Thank you for sharing. And hopefully you found lots of benefit and make a good decision, and we'll follow up with you at a later stage. Thank you very much.
Okay.
Good night.
Bye-bye.
Blessings to all of you.